Bokator is one of the oldest existing fighting systems in Cambodia. It is believed that Bokator was a combat system used by the armies before Angkor around 1,700 years ago. The use of elbow and knee strikes, shin kicks, submissions, weapons and ground fighting makes Bokator a force to be reckoned with. The scarf is folded around the waist. Also on the cords are tied around the combatant's head and biceps, which were the uniforms of ancient Khmer armies many years ago. Shipogay is a system of 18 traditional martial practices followed in Korea since 1759. Thrust, slice and strike are the three main elements of this style. Shipogay has its roots in the Korean military and also a strong influence from the Chinese martial arts and the tactical military situation of the 18th and 19th century before firearms and modern military techniques replaced blades as the main use in the Korean army. The spear system is a close-quarter protection system which uses a person's reflex action in threatening situations. It is now used by several military and law enforcement agencies across the world for its excellence in self-defense. There's basically no rankings or competitions of any kind for this style. But if the military and the police forces are taking this on around the world, you basically know that it is going to work. SPEAR basically stands for Spontaneous Protection Enabling Accelerated Response. Arnis is the national sport and martial art of the Philippines, which includes weapon-based fighting with sticks, knives, bladed weapons and basically anything else that they can make. Although Arnis is mainly based on weapons, it does also include hand-to-hand combat, joint locks, grappling and weapon disarming techniques. So if you have any weapon and thinking of attacking someone that uses this style of Arnis, please think again. Muay Thai is the combat sport of Thailand, with the use of fists, elbows, knees, shins, kicks, grappling and more. Muay Thai will be placed on most people's list as one of the most deadliest martial arts. Punches can be used as jabs, crosses, hooks, swings, spinning back fist, cobra punch, uppercuts and beyond. Some kicks would include the roundhouse kick, straight kick, axial kick, step up kick, shin kick and much more. Elbow techniques would include things like the elbow slash, the forward and reverse elbow thrust, spinning elbow and beyond. Including, as I also mentioned before, knee techniques. It also includes clinching and defence against attacks. Line is a combat technique used by the United States Marine Corps for most of the 1990s and is still used by many special forces around the world today. Because this is mainly used to kill your opponent, line couldn't be used in any emerging situations. Line was also used between 1998 to 2007 for the US Army Special Forces. Techniques may be executed efficiently in low light conditions, usable by the Marine or soldier while wearing full combat gear, and execution of the techniques must cause death to the opponent. Boxing is basically what it says on the tin, punch each other until the final bell rings. Hand-to-hand combat has been around since the dawn of history. I mean the origin of boxing as an organised sport by the ancient Greeks as an Olympic game in 688 BC. Boxing evolved from around the 16th to the 18th century in prize fights, mainly in Great Britain. It gained into the 19th century, again mainly in Great Britain and later in America. Some boxing greats would include Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, Manny Pacquiao, Mike Tyson and many more. Krav Maga is a self-defense system developed for the Israeli Defense Forces. Techniques will include Aikido, Judo, boxing and wrestling. It's also known for its brutal counter-attacks. Krav Maga encourages students to avoid confrontation, but if they are involved in a fight, they are encouraged to finish it as fast as possible and basically as brutal as possible. Targeting attacks to the body's most vulnerable points, maintaining awareness of surroundings while dealing with the threats, and counter-attacking as soon as possible. Silat was developed in Indonesia, like South Thailand and Singapore, and also practiced back then in Brunei, Vietnam and southern Philippines. They focus either on strikes, joint manipulation, throws, bladed weapons and much more. Weapons used can be the staff, broadsword and various types of knives. The masters mostly back then and even now never charge fees for their teaching, but money or some kind of gift may be offered. While demonstrating the form, Silat practitioners often use the open hand to slap parts of their own body such as the shoulder, elbow, thigh or knee. Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is a martial art, combat sport and a self-defense system that focuses on grappling and especially ground fighting. Jiu Jitsu officially came into its own through the art of experiments, practices and adaptation of Judo. It promotes the concept that a smaller, weaker person can successfully defend against a stronger assault by using technique, leverage, and most notably, taking the fight to the ground and then applying joint locks and chokeholds to defeat the opponent.